Mm-hmm. Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to my live. Happy Friday. All right, Ryan, what's your issue?
It's supposed to show release compound half, but it doesn't show that.
Scroll down on that menu.
It doesn't scroll down.
Welcome to a day in the life of Creative Sarah. I'm going to really quick go help Ryan. Really quick. Got it. It just took me walking over there for him to fix it. It's exactly what happens, right? Every time you ask for help, as soon as the person gets there, you figure it out. Okay. We've got a doozy of a project today, and I am excited that you are with me so that we can do this together. I am going to show you our fine arts collection. We're going to start with, I took a poll, and the votes are in. You guys want to see Monet, so we're going to do Monet today. And we will do some of the other ones that I thought maybe would be a little easier, but we're gonna do Monet, which is probably the most difficult / maybe time consuming. We have Van Gogh Starry Night, Cezanne, peaches or pears on a table, white plate, whatever it's called. Van Gogh 12 sunflowers, which I actually had done previously, not on a video, but I will do it also on a video. And so today is our lucky day. We get to do Monet. Now, I'm offering you a couple different options to create this. This is a 9x9. This is one of our new sizes, 9x9, and it fits perfectly on our 9x9 wood square chubby. So you could put it on a wood square chubby, or we also have some sheets of watercolor paper, which could help if you want more of that watercolor look. You can put it this way or this way and like trim off the bottom. Or if you happen to have some canvases, these are from the Dollar Tree, so they're $1.25, and we do have a size that is 9x9, or it's maybe like 8x8, but it would work, it fits. Or the 8x10. You can also do that one like that would fit as well. So I'm giving you some options. I think I'm going to use the watercolor paper today. It just seems like it will be a good fit for what I'm gonna do. So I have my space set up here, and I'm just gonna share what I'm doing. Hi Barbara, hi Phyllis, hi Martha, hi Tina. Welcome, you guys. Hi, Dorothy. I hope you are ready for a treat because we've got a lot happening today. So this is our Monet. Hi, Grace. Okay, this is our Monet, and we're gonna do that today. What I'm gonna do first is I'm going to fuzz this transfer because I'm putting it on the watercolor paper. I want to have, I don't want it to stick too much. So we're definitely going to fuzz this. Now, this is not a one and done. We're not going to stencil this and be done. We're going to stencil kind of a light background of this, and then we're going to kind of go in and paint whatever we want. All right, so I'm gonna line this up kind of at the top, and then I can trim off the bottom when I'm done here. I'm gonna go ahead and do the top, his name and the title in black, but we are not doing the entire thing in black. That's important for you to know. I'm just going to go ahead and stencil his name and the title in black. And then I'm going to take our dune. I'm going to be using a lot of color today, but I'm going to take our dune. I'm going to get a new fresh dune. I'll be right back. That one is a little old and dried out. Oy vey. Okay, so I have a fresh dune right here. So much better. And I'm going to go, oh, I should have peeled that up. I'm going to go across this whole entire thing with the dune. I am going to peel this up because I probably already, I don't want it to dry on me. So this is the peel and pull method. I mean paste and peel method. Okay. And we're just going to do this. You could also use vanilla. You could also use white. We are honestly just pasting a background, which is going to be, like our palette for, not our palette, but our, it's just going to be our, where we're going to paint. Now, if you wanted to use paints, you could. I am using all paste. Okay, so there we have that. I'm going to wash this really quick. I'll be right back. Really quickly. Just need to get this cleaned off. Okay. How is everybody doing today? If you are curious, the keyword today is Monet, M-O-N-E-T. And if you wanted to grab the project supplies, you will just go ahead and use that keyword, type it into the comments, and then I will send you a message with the link where you can check out all of the supplies that I've used for this. Now, don't freak out because I have a lot of colors on here that I'm using a lot of colors. I was hoping to have some, where my paint trays are. 1, 2, 3. I know I have paint trays. Did I put them in here? Oh, here's one. Okay, here they are. Got a couple paint trays here, and I'm gonna use these. All of the colors that I have, you're gonna see. I'm gonna put them in here, and I may need them for mixing, you know, there's just gonna be a lot. Oh boy, do I need to freshen up. I swear I have used this recently. Oh, I have. I've got a fresh one. Okay. We're gonna put some Bumblebee in there. And I think I'm gonna separate this out because I'm gonna have some that are a little lighter than others. I set myself up with some paper towels. I just took my paper towels and I ripped them into little sections. So I've got a whole bunch of them here because goodness knows. We're gonna do Couture Coral, okay? And we're gonna do, actually, yeah, that's good. Couture Coral, okay. We're gonna do some Peachy Keen. So we've got kind of like a brighter pink and a darker pink. Now, of course, you can be mixing colors as well to make whatever you want stand out. I will be adding, here's my Peachy Keen. There we go. So we're just kind of getting our colors ready now. If you want to keep track of the colors I'm using, you can do that. I'm going to throw a little bit of cherry in here. We don't need a lot, but get a little bit of that. I put these all in the project supplies. They're all the paste single packets, so it'll be easier for you to use. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of bark in there. And that is bark, not espresso. Okay. So far, so good. I would encourage you to print off or have available a full color image of the piece of artwork that we're going to do so that you always have something to look at. It's going to be a lot of blue, so blues and greens, lots of blues and greens. So this is Ocean Mist. That is our light blue here. And then we're going to go into another blue. This is our Colonial Blue, which is a bit darker. I'm going to use a bunch of that. Okay. And then we're going to have a little bit of Couture Teal now. Just a little. I'm going to have to add some water to this, but it will paint just fine. A little bit of that. And before I close that up, I'm going to add some water because it was a little dry. That will soak in. Hi, Holly. Hi, Chaya. Hi, Jody. We're going to do a little... This is eucalyptus, you guys, eucalyptus. So some of these colors, it's just super convenient to have. You may just mix colors to make whatever you want. I just thought it's convenient to have all of these. And some meadow. This is our like typical, this one's a little dry too. Your paste can get dry just like any medium that you use can dry out. You just need to add some distilled water there. We have bark. Okay, and then I have two neutrals, white and gray. I'm gonna go ahead and put some white in here. I'm gonna be using this for lightening and darkening some things. And then I don't wanna waste a whole nother paint tray. So I'm going to take some of this gray and I'm gonna put it in with my brown. All right, that should be good. And those are all the colors that I'm gonna use, I think. I have black on the side here, and I may use that, but I also may not. Oh my goodness. Hi, Dawn. So I think I'm going to not extremely water it down, but you're gonna see I'm gonna add a little bit of water to each thing. The ones that are dry, I'm putting a little bit more in. All right, so I put a little bit of water with each one. Now, I'm so like stressed. What do I do first? Okay, let's put these away because we don't need to chalk anymore. We're not going to be doing that anymore. I'll set these aside. And I'm gonna kind of rearrange what I've got going on here. So here, like I want you guys to be able to see everything. Okay, hopefully that's good. And I've got some water dishes here for cleaning all of my, so I have a variety of brushes. With this Monet piece, and because this is so small, there are a lot of tiny strokes. His work is very, I don't know, like it's realistic, but it's also a lot of like it's not specific brush, like I don't know how to explain it because I'm no artist. I'm gonna start at the top with this bridge and I'm gonna work on the greenery and we'll work our way kind of down. This is a much smaller version, making sure this is dry too. Hi, Bruno. Oh. Hi, buddy. What's the matter? Make sure this is totally dry. Okay. Oh, I'm so nervous to start. Let's start with our bridge. And I'm gonna select a kind of a skinnier brush that I'll be able to look at this and kind of go in. So we're gonna start there with blue. I'm gonna start with the colonial blue here, and I'm just gonna get some on my brush. And this is a thicker portion of the bridge at the very base. Just know you're just gonna start putting color where you see it on here, okay? This is not gonna be plain old blue, but I'm gonna start with like one color and then I'm gonna go back in and add other colors. okay? And where I am right now, some of this is pretty, like you can tell that it's the bridge, and other parts, some of the bridge might be white, some of the bridge might be in my dune. You just have to know based on what you're seeing, and you can go slow. Again, I'm just adding color as I see it. And if you go off, you go off. Whoop-de-doo. This is art. Okay, so I got my lines going that way. Now I'm just gonna make my lines, get that water a little bit mixed in there, going up and down. So these are a little bit different. And some of them you can see 2 lines, and some of them you can only see 1. So just, you know, follow what your eye sees. It's not going to be perfect. It doesn't need to be. Okay. There we go. So we got that. Now, before I start adding more dimension and color in this and making that perfect, I think I'm gonna start adding some greens to the background that's around it, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and keep the blue on my brush because I see a lot of these colors are blending, and I'm gonna go towards this green, which is our meadow, and I'm just gonna pick it up. And and this is probably the wrong brush to use, but if I can just add in some green color here, and I'm just tapping it, I'm not really painting too much. And here we're getting a little bit mixed in with the blue, which I'm liking, and I'm just gonna go in between. I'm gonna get a little bit more. And so I'm just adding, and it literally isn't gonna look like anything. I'm probably using the wrong brush, but I like the color that I'm getting, so I don't want to stop. And it's just a base. I'm just doing a base. Need a little bit more of that green. Those of you who are like very artsy and artistic and you know what you're doing, you don't need to follow my lead. I am like the not so much artsy fartsy kind of a girl, but I do like a good challenge. Okay, so I'm just gonna get some of this green down here. And I think I'm gonna go, this is pretty green too. But I'm gonna be layering a whole lot of colors on top of this green. And as we get a little bit over here, it's gonna get darker. I mean, it will come together. If only we had some happy trees that we could talk about, right? A little bit of blue, a little bit of green. And I'm following with my eyes where these colors are coming together. And then like down here. Okay. All right. Very good. Now I'm gonna clean this off. I don't think I want to use this brush anymore. This was a flat tipped brush. Don't need to use that anymore. Now I'm going to use kind of a rounder brush, not too small, but a little bit. So this is rounder tip. And I'm gonna go in with, I wanna do some pouncy strokes. I think we're gonna go in with some of this teal, and I'm gonna get a little bit of the blue with the teal and just kinda dab in the places where I see the blue with the green, okay? So you're gonna see all sorts of just layering this on top of the little bridge and in these little holes over the bridges, and we're covering up as much white as we possibly can cover up when we're doing this. So this is a really nice color that I've found here. And my aim, I'm gonna get a little more. My aim is to cover up all of the white and all of the tan, the dune that I have put in there. But leaving the integrity of the bridge, and we may come back with that same color and go over it a little bit later. But I can see there's yellow in here, there's brown. I'm seeing a lot of different colors. If you have questions along the way, go ahead and put it in here. This is, I hope so, Dawn. It is so detailed. I appreciate, yeah, happy flowers and happy tree. I appreciate the encouragement. Now, I do see dark in here as well. Like maybe we need to take the same brush and dip into this bark a little bit and go into just a few places where I can see that we've got some dark. And it's not going to be exactly like the original. I don't think you would expect it to be exactly like the original. Get a little bit of water. But just know there are so many colors in his, especially. Even when you look at like the Starry Night, oh, I feel like that one's going to be so fun to do because it's not perfect, it's not exact, and there isn't a lot of like precise detail. So you don't have to be a good painter, you just need to be able to kind of like mimic some things, and it will be all your own. And get a little bit more of that dark on here. You just can kind of tell where the dark is, right? And blendy and all of that. There's a lot of like, kind of like a brownish red over here, and the strokes go up a little. So I'm going to do that. There's this whole dark brownish red right down here. Maybe I'll get into that now that I've morphed into my brown. Maybe I'll put a little red in there. And it's a little, I feel like I need a little more. It's a little more linear here, but also then you can kind of see like dots or like stippling, whatever it's called. Oh, goodness. Okay, so that looks good. I think we'll get in here with some of our darker. I think there's a little bit of red there, so I'm gonna mix some of that in here. And he kind of has these upward strokes. Wherever it's the greenish, they're like tiny little upward strokes. There's a bunch over here. Kind of red, kind of, there's a little bit here. It almost borderlines like a purplish brown. A little bit down here. A little bit more down here of this red. And down here. Okay. If only my sister were watching me. She might be proud. I don't know. Okay. That looks pretty good. We've got some here. Here. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and clean this off, and we're gonna go back in with some other greens and yellows. I wanna use the same brush, I think, up here. I'm gonna go into, this is my eucalyptus. So my aim here is to go cover more of the white. And I'm just kind of bouncing this a little bit. See that? I'm just kind of filling in wherever I see white within the bridge. And we're gonna go here, same thing. Just gonna go for wherever the white is. I like this color. I think it's gonna be, he always seems to have a lot of this kind of like eucalyptus color in his, he's one of my very, very, very favorite. If I had a favorite artist, he would be one of mine, because these, I had a whole bedding set when I was younger. And it was Monet, like the water lilies. And I just thought it was so pretty and peaceful. Okay. All right, now. There are a lot of lines on here that you can see they're like bushes or like vegetation that are in little tiny stripes. And so I'm gonna eventually come in with a super tiny brush that, and we'll get some of those strokes after I'm done doing the eucalyptus color. I would definitely utilize the eucalyptus color a lot on this. He's got it kind of everywhere. Even in with the like the actual like water lilies that he's got going on here. The water lilies definitely go side to side because he's mimicking like that they're sitting on the water or whatever. There's going to be more pink in here. And we've got some peach. So I think if I get a nice base, this is going to need to be a little darker. I'm going to need some more of that green. Okay, good deal. We're getting there. We're getting there. This is going to be a whole thing. Now, I need a little bit. I didn't add I'm gonna go in with my green and my blue a little bit because, ooh, that's a little bright. It's a little bright for me. We need to get in between. All right, now I think I'm going to go back. I don't really, let me get a little more of these colors down here. That blue and that green. I know there's blue, he has this blue kind of down along here a little bit where he's kind of got like a stripe of blue. There we go. And don't be afraid to blend. I just did that and it looked really good, so don't be afraid to blend. Okay. Let's go back up here to our bridge. I'm gonna go in with some dark, like I'm gonna take some of my brown and mix it with this blue so that I've got this kind of a dark color, and I'm gonna highlight this under part of the bridge here. It almost looks a little purpley. Just gonna go in and get some more. I'm almost thinking that I don't have the right brush, but then I think it's okay. Okay, so that's a little bit dark. It's got a little bit dark up here, like a little shadowish. And I think I'm gonna come in with a tiny brush. I'm gonna pick up some brown, go back to this blue, and do it with a tiny brush up here. And then in between here, let's get some more brown and blue. Got like a little dark. He's got some dark coming down here. A little bit here. A little bit there. And here. Okay, so we got a little bit of darkness on our bridge. Now I see, I still see some white spots in here. I kind of am liking this color. So I think I'm gonna go find the, I'm gonna use my other brush. The dark or the white spots and use this a little bit in here. And I think I just need to pick up a little water. I should just dip it into my water a little bit. There, oh my goodness, that's what we need to do. And then we're blending and blending. That's looking good. Looking good. I don't want any of the I don't want any of that dune showing through either. Like little tiny bits is okay. But honestly, no. And when you're using our paste, it is water soluble, so you really are going to be able to blend it. And then at the very end, I can go over with a finer brush and really get that bridge the way I want it to look. And I'm just kind of, I'm gonna take a little more water. Stippling again with this. Oh, that looks, it looks so good. This is a good color. Achoo! 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 Oh my goodness. Achoo! Ah! Oh my goodness. So many sneezes. Thank you. Hold on, you guys. And sneezes. Now I need to blow my nose a little bit. Thank you, Janet. Oh my goodness. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on here. Okay. I'm gonna get some dark in here. And I'm gonna go over part of this with that tiny brush. Okay. Good deal. All right, I'm gonna wash this off, clean this one off, and I'm gonna stay with this same brush, but I'm gonna go into our pinks, and I'm gonna start doing some of these pink. I'm gonna start with our dark pink because I'm gonna add light pink over it, and I kind of want some of the dark pink to show up. So don't worry that this is so dark, because I promise it's not going to be forever. But it's just my base that I'm gonna start with. And these lilies go side to side. His brush strokes are side to side versus the plants are up and down. The green plants are up and down. So maybe if that helps you, I'm gonna put a little bit more water in there for me. The more we get on here, the better. Okay, now I'm just going to go straight into the peachy keen. And that is going to lighten these up. And then we actually have to go in and try to make these little flowers that grow on top of the lilies. Or, you know, we're gonna try. I know there's a lot of, I'm looking and I'm seeing a lot of purple in there. So I may have to just make a purple. No big deal. I'm good at making colors. Okay, now yellow, red and blue make purple. So if I take some pink and some blue, it will make purple. Maybe put a little bit of red in there. Okay. Now I have this little purple color that I just made. My like stripes of the, like his stripes are real fine. I have lost that component. And so we are a little bit heavy on the stripes, but it's my own creation, like it's my own version, so it's fine. I really, if you're doing this, pay attention to how your stripes go. Like I'm calling these stripes because he's got really fine ones. I do not. I do not at all. Now I do see some purpling up here, so I think I'm going to take the same brush with that purple color that I made, and I'm just going to go on some of these stripes of the fence, of the bridge, I mean. And we'll go back because I still have to add like some white-ish and maybe a little bit more of the dark blue. All right, now I'm going to change out my brush, wash this out again. Are you guys hanging with me? Are you hanging? Oh, Amy, yeah. Yeah. As much as we can. All right, I'm gonna go with a very tiny brush like this into our green, and I'm going to attempt to make these little, I might want to take some blue and add it to that green. So we're getting some brush strokes here. And we're getting some here. And I'm just adding these little light strokes so that it looks like something. I'll tell you that. It looks like something. I'm gonna add a little brown. It's a little condensed version. And then I need to take this brown, greenish brown that I've created and do little stripes in here. I may need a little more water. That's fine. That's what I need. And so that it looks like I have some stripes here and not just my blobs, because his are definitely strokes of like up and down nature. Oh, you guys. This is fun, but I am absolutely no master painter. But I think it's fun. And when you're done, you can hang this by your desk with a sign that says, "Creativity is brave." Because it is. All right. Creativity is brave. All right, I need to get in here with some darker blue. Okay. Ooh, this is a good color, yes. And again, I am going to try to really cover up the white that's right here. Get some more of that blue. And we're going to go in with those lily flowers in a minute. Give me some brown. Wish I saw this from the beginning. Oh, Cindy, you can totally go back. If you are, just FYI, if you want to see the project supply list, okay, I've got that. You can comment the word Monet, and I will send that to you. You'll see all the colors that I've used. I'm gonna go in with some just water on my brush and start blending some of this that's in the center here to really get blend a little more. That's a good color. I like that. I like that color that I did. And water helps. Water helps for sure. I'm going to take some of this and go back on this bridge and do a little more. I like this color that I made. There we go. And get a little bit more up here. Okay. All right, now I am going to go in with some light, and I'm gonna lighter color. I'm gonna do white-ish, maybe white and peachy keen, and try to make these little flowers. Oh, I need to add yellow too. Like there's yellow in these little flowers. I'm gonna take a smaller round brush. I'm gonna go, all right, I'm gonna mix yellow and white. Actually, we'll mix it over here. There's the yellow. Just gonna scoop some white because I want this to be a creamy, buttery yellow. So there are like, definitely like little flower things here. I'm gonna attempt to make little flowers. And if you do like 3 little leaves, I think that's good. Because that's kind of what it looks like. Like, I don't know. Let me get some more. Sometimes they look like 3 little leaves, and then sometimes it looks like just a little bunch. Just a little bunch. But then he has them all over up here, just like little bunch. And these up here should be smaller. And I'm going to go in with just some white now. Added my yellow. It's a little extra yellow over here. Okay. Wipe that off mostly. And we're just gonna hit with the white. Just a few like little white flowers. Hopefully you guys can like see the vision, even though it's, you know, my own. I'm gonna go in with some peachy mixed with a little white. A little more of that. And I'm just, you know, you guys, there is absolutely no, if I'm brave enough to show you that I'm doing this, I think you guys should try it too. Because if someone with no talent can come up with something similar to, you know, what's happening in this beautiful painting. I am gonna go on top now with the same brush and some of our eucalyptus, because I'm seeing a lot of eucalyptus like down here. And I'm just gonna do short strokes side to side, which is what I'm seeing here. And up here, a little bit down here. I need some water. What do you guys think? Are you going to attempt to do one of the fine art projects? Thank you, Dawn. I appreciate it. I am going to try to even out some of the stuff that I did with some water. I'm dabbing into the white parts that I see now. I mean, there's some, and that's okay. Even in his, you can't really tell, is it white or is it, did he add those colors? But water really, if you're struggling, add water. Not, you don't want this wet. You don't want it so watery, but if you feel like, oh, I'm not getting the brush stroke that I want, you may just have too dry of a brush or too dry. Let's get down there. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I need to add, I'm always honest. I promise, I'm always honest. But, I'm gonna go in with white and do a little bit where I see that he has done some white. On the bridge first. And I know you're like, oh, you were trying to cover up the white. Yes, but he went back over some of this with a little bit of white. On the bridge. Okay. All right, it's coming together. I think, all right, I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna try to cover up and make some stripes in here. And I think I can do it. I'm gonna get some of that brown and some of this blue and some green and try to cover up the way he did this. And make it a little more stripey. I'm getting there. What do you guys think so far? I'm nearing the end. I'm nearing the end for sure. final blending. Well, 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 well. Highlights and lowlights. I am trying. Yeah. Highlights and lowlights. Definitely. I actually like my bridge portion up here. Probably the best out of the whole thing. I like how that came out. I'm a little bit still you know, I'm not sold on my ability to do this water stuff and the flowers. I think there's a little aspect of yellow down here, so I'll throw that in. Okay, now from afar, I feel like I need to do more. Okay, let me blend a little more. I think I have an idea. I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna get it wet. And I want to see if I can blend this a little more. With just a wet I'm gonna get wet and I think he put some weight over this, because as I'm looking, that might be how he did it. But then you have to blend it in. All right, I think I'm good. I think I'm done. I don't know. My grass leaves a lot to be desired, but I think I'm good. So if you think that this, I don't want you guys to see it close up, but if you think that fine art is something you want to dabble in and create, I think this would be super fun to take a chance at. I just need you to know that This is probably the most difficult of any of the designs that we have. The other designs, I think, are going to be a little easier. Well, I already did Van Gogh. This one, I would like to work on my, sunflower petals. However, when you look at his Van Goghs, his sunflowers were like smeary. So my petals may be okay. I think Cezanne's pears would be really easy to do. It's going to be a lot of just like kind of blending in. And I think this is going to be fun. The Starry Night is going to be fun because these shapes are not, you're not trying to get flower petals. You're not trying to get grass blades. It's just a lot of like fun swirls and things like that. So in my humble opinion, I am no artist, but this is fun. It's fun to do. And so if you want to sit there and just mindlessly create and craft for your own therapy and to create, I can frame that. I can frame it. Thank you, Amy. Thanks, Barbara. Thank you, Dawn. I'll be honest. I love doing stuff like this because in my head it's just fun to create, and I like to blend and use paints and things. However, if I'm creating something that is gonna be like a special purpose for my house or whatever, then I certainly like the no stress of using the stencil. This to me is more therapy than anything. Remember, I grew up in a house of painters. If you could see my mom's house in her art room, she has hundreds of paintings, and she'll just, whenever she wants to go paint, she'll just go down there and paint a scene or paint whatever. She might paint over something that she runs out of canvases all the time just from painting. So it's like a stress therapy, right? So that's what this is to me. This is just like fun and stress therapy, and there are no rules. Like, it's just whatever. So I enjoyed being able to try it. I may want to do it again, try it again, and try to get better and like work at it. But that's how I think of it. So yeah, if you guys want to try it, comment Monet. You'll see all of the things that I used to create this, and you can try it too. I think it would be fun to do with kids because I feel like they have less inhibition with their creativity than we adults do. And so I would love to like see what they could do with something like this, or with the Starry Night. I think that would be really good. So just putting it out there. Try it. See if you like it. And if you are an artist or you do use paints, you could try doing it with your paints the way you do. I love this because I know that it's watercolor. I know that it works well with water, and I can, manipulate it like that. All right. Well, have an amazing Friday night, you guys. Woohoo, TGIF. And I will be back here live Monday night at 8 p.m. For the first time all summer, 8 p.m. I get to be live again. I have been going live during the day on Mondays because the boys have lacrosse that I had to get them to because Aaron had golf. But now I get to be back 8 p.m. Eastern. I will see you then. Bye, everybody.